It is Melancholy Monday over here at Lip Gloss and Lyrics. And on today, I'm going to take you on a journey back to where hip hop first started. And we're going to be discussing a man, a late, a great master of the turntables, a man that was behind a group called Run DMC. Jam Master Jay. When I say that that man could mix and match and master, he did that shit. And because I feel a lot of the greats, people who had a great deal to do with why hip hop made it to be the genre of music that it is, don't get the credit. This is why Lip Gloss and Lyrics was created. Now, Jam Master Jay, he was not one that took his craft as a sport or just something that he did for fun. This was his life. And even after Run DMC faded to the background, he still mentored artists. You know, he had a great deal to do with a messy motherfucker that we know called 50 Cent. He mentored him in some things. I mean, he has just had a extensive portfolio of what he has added to the hip hop industry. Now, we're not going to necessarily be discussing how great he is today. No, because I think we all know that. But maybe some may have questions in regards to his passing, his unaliving. Now, Jam Master Jay was a Capricorn, so this was a laid back, pretty cool guy. You know, we know that Capricorns are all about their business, but they're an earth sign, so they're pretty grounded in what it is that they're doing. So he was just great at what he did. One lowly night, when he was about 37 years old, he was in his recording studio and two masked men invaded and they robbed and unalived the great late Jam Master Jay. Now, this case went unsolved for many, many years, and this was something that actually shook hip hop and it made many people sad, or even folks that just knew of his greatness shed a tear. But as fate would have it, in 2020, two men were arrested and charged with the robbing and the unaliving of Jam Master Jay. And what do you know, my friends? These were people who were close and near and dear to him. You had a great friend of his and you had his godson, and both were convicted. However, later on, the godson's conviction was overturned. So we really do not know what part he played. However, we know that a godson played a part in the unaliving of this great soul. Now, we all know that no one is perfect. So I'm not sitting here and trying to paint a picture of a man who I did not know, personally. However, just the energy surrounding his work tells me that he was a soul lost and stolen way too soon. Now, even though the godson's conviction was overturned, later there was a third party that actually came out and confessed to having a big part in what happened to Jam Master Jay. And on today, he is still awaiting sentencing. So now this was just a scroll down memory lane to someone who absolutely deserves kudos and their flowers for what they added to hip hop. It is Melancholy Monday. We should talk about the lates, the greats, our ancestors, because energy does not die. It just transmutes and transforms. So as we give them their flowers, this helps to put their energy and their soul into a better space.